Can someone without a PhD, a major award, or media spotlight really get an EB1A? In this episode, we get brutally honest about the myths, the mindset, and the exact steps you can start taking this month to turn things around. Let's jump in. If someone is not in the media, you already have said that you can constantly, what you feel is you can write on your social media, whether it's YouTube, LinkedIn, and these days it's also easy. I mean, in comparison to earlier, now it's easy to get viral. But apart from social media posts or blogs or vlogs, apart from that, is there any other way to get media spotlight to get credible coverage?
If you're working at any company, right, and if your company is working on some really, really innovative projects, right, and if they write about those projects, uh, being a part of those projects, right, and definitely mentioning it. If your company can mention about your contribution, then you may be reached out by journalists. But again, I strictly utilize two strategies. One is writing on social media so that I can get attention inbound. And second was the outbound strategies where I reached out to journalists, requested them that, hey, if you can give me some time to explain how I can contribute to your next story. So these two strategies really worked out for me.
All right. So now I would like to come to another segment where, I want to address the elephant in the room, basically. So there's a lot of skepticism online, especially, in the places like Reddit, and I'm sure you must be very aware of that. So let me read out to you a few real comments we have seen on Reddit. And then I would like your honest take on those concerns. So there are a few comments that I went through. One was, is EB1A even realistic for people without PhDs? And then the second was, I'm a manager at Meta with 7 years experience, but no awards. My lawyer said, I don't qualify. Should I believe them? Okay. So Aditya,
Mhm.
now I would like to understand and know from you that what's your honest take on these concerns, and what would you say to people in these situations, especially who are discouraged by their lawyers or maybe misinformation?
I would say that some of this is a misinformation when people say that you need to have a PhD degree. By the way, PhD degree only helps you meet one criteria, which is that you have research paper. Otherwise, everything is common between somebody who has not done PhD and probably done masters, right, in say
Mm,
computer science. So
right.
that is not certainly true. Second thing is when now if this Meta guy was informed by their lawyer that they do not meet EB1 criteria at Meta. So this might be true. They may not be meeting those criteria, but that doesn't mean that they cannot meet those criteria, right? Again, maybe this guy has never spent time, or maybe never focused on building his profile for EB1. That might be one reason, right? While he may have spent a lot of time at his company on writing code, right? So that's his expertise at the moment. But if you currently do not meet those criteria, just start spending time, right? And probably then ask a lawyer to analyze your situation in 6 months or 12 months. Okay. You may get a different answer. So it's all about focus, right? People have never focused on meeting these eight criterias, and that's when their company's attorney look at the profile, they say you do not qualify. So nobody automatically meets those criterias, right? I mean, in some situations, probably when you get featured by different media, right, you're doing a lot of innovative work, then yes. In second scenario, you may be doing all this work, but you're not uh, probably that much recognized, right? So that's where you just need to make a little bit more effort to make people recognize, right? To give a little bit of time so that you can contribute to a lot of association, helping others, and that's where you get all those achievements in place.
Wow. Okay, that's such an insightful answer, and I hope people you are taking the notes from Aditya. And yes, if you are, make sure to like this video, share this video with anyone, any of your friend or relative who you think can benefit from this information, because the answers that Aditya is giving are really insightful and really helpful. Who want to go into this path or want to pursue this path? So make sure to like this video, share this video, and also subscribe to Immigration Talk Show. Now, coming back to my questions, Aditya, now I want to make this a little practical for someone who doesn't have a PhD or maybe a major award, but wants to start building an EB1 profile. So, what are
Mhm.
the three things that you would recommend that they can realistically start doing from this month onwards?
So I would say three things. As I said, identify what is where you've spent most of your time in workspace so far, right? What is your technical expertise? What type of projects that you've done so far, and then start reaching out to journalists. That is one way. Another thing is start connecting with startups in your domain, right? New upcoming startups who are working on an innovative idea in your particular industry and offer them your mentorship, right? There are, I'm not sure how true that number is, but just in the Bay Area, every year 35,000 startups come up, right? So you may be having, like, say, 500 startups in your particular industry, which may be, say, supply chain or logistics. Or AIML. In AIML, probably there are like 5,000 startups every year, right? Just in one city. Reach out to them, offer your mentorship, right? Try to make a real significant contribution, and then try to get on a board of those companies by providing, right, real genuine contribution. Another way could be writing research papers. You may have spent a lot of time doing some technical work. You can consolidate all of your technical knowledge and start providing review of different articles or the research paper or the journal written by other. That's a very good starting point to uh, write your critical thoughts on the already available research papers, and then on based on that you can come up with new research, right? Or you can start spending some of your time after work or on weekend in researching something related to your domain, right? And I'm sure if we've spent 5 to 7 or 10 years in the industry, all of us must have identified some of the loopholes, some of the areas of improvement in our industry, right? And if you
Yeah.
start spending time, come up with a solution, validate it with some way, and then write a research paper, I think it will be beneficial for every industry, and eventually it will also benefit your EB1 application. So connect with media, reach out to different startups, and third, start consolidating all your technical information and start writing about it.
Okay, maybe is there a free EB1A self-assessment tool that you would like to recommend or that you would like to talk about?
So I would say, first of all, this there is this concept of, okay, evaluate my profile. I find this concept very, very flawed, because most of the people, when they come and say evaluate my EB1 profile, they are nowhere close to it. So there is no point of evaluation, right? You do the evaluation when you're somewhere close to it. For example, one of my friends, she's pretty well known face in data science domain. She reached out to me recently saying that, Aditya, can you spend some time and we can evaluate my profile, how many criteria I'm meeting or not? And then we sat together, and then we went through, because she got featured in a lot of media. She has a very good social media presence, was invited to a lot of conferences for a speaker, right? So we collected all her achievements and put them into different buckets and of different criteria, and we identified that, okay, you're probably good with like four criteria, but your fifth and sixth criteria is not that strong, right? This is evaluating profile of someone like her who already has a lot of achievements and speaking opportunities, research paper already in place, makes sense. But if you have never focused specifically on this direction, and then the evaluation doesn't make any sense, because remember, for each and every criteria you should have multiple evidences to support it. So, for example, if one criteria says that you have judged the work of others, judging work of just one person doesn't make any sense. Rather than, you need to have 10 to 15 to 20 multiple evidences. So don't spend your time in figuring out the tool if you have not spent specific. If you've never focused on like building EB1 profile, probably you're not meeting those criterias, right? So don't spend your time, right, okay, analyzing and getting that confirmation. Rather than pick each criteria, work on them for about 6 to 12 months, and then probably you'll be in a good situation. And there are a lot of attorneys, basically, if you reach out to them, they'll be happy to see, look at your profile, right? Because if you meet those criteria, you're a great customer for them, right? So they will do the free evaluation.
In the next and final episode of this EB1A series, we shake things up with a rapid fire round. Can you qualify? Our guest reacts to real world scenarios, from software engineers to startup founders, and shares blunt, practical advice on what really matters when building your case. Don't miss this honest wrap up.